Hello YouTube, welcome to 2025. J-Bob the Video Game Slob coming back at you. We're still getting items in and we'll continue to keep getting items in, at least for the next week from the dates that I've seen. From the stuff that I bought on like Black Friday or the sales that ran through New Year's and Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And so here's some more of the mail days from that. It's been, I was crazy busy through the end of the year with sales and then traveling with family and all that other kind of stuff for the holidays. So we'll get back to some regular content here in the new year. But let's go over what came in the mail. Let's talk some New Year's resolutions, and we'll see what happens in the meantime. So, what did we pick up? Again, a lot of this stuff coming from VGP, and these are no different. I love the Evercade, so I order all this stuff when it comes out. But this stuff, goes on sale sometimes at the end of the year, and so they did a quick, pop-up sale as VGP sometimes does. And so you were able to grab these for $15, no tax, free shipping, all that kind of stuff. So got to pick up the Land of the Babes when you get that. I think they probably made a ton of this one. I don't think it'll have a ton of collector value in the future. But just have a second copy of it just in case Duke continues to be popular or something like that. Cool comic run too, if you've never seen that. I don't know that maybe I ordered everyone that they had, just got a second of all of them. Action-y platformers are generally not, and same with puzzle platformers, not my jam, but I guess I just ordered that, because whatever, who knows, I already own all these. And so, it was the, 1 and 2, so I just grabbed one of each of those. These ones I actually think are super cool. These last two, the multi-game arcade ones, and so Data East just really had great arcade games back in the day, and so this is really, for me, some of the easiest ways to play these, if you didn't have, otherwise you have to go through and find the, Data East collections that they came out with on Wii and different things, but having all these that they released, easy to pick up, slide in a cartridge and play is pretty cool. And then I had to grab this one because who doesn't love the 8-bit guy? He does some good stuff, so great to have pesky robots on there. And, of course, the Commodore Pets that I'm in the room with here largely came into my collection because of how cool I found the Commodore Pet to be because of 8-Bit Guy's videos. So, and then you gotta love Farming Simulator for the Commodore 64. So, anything Commodore we love around here. So, would definitely pick that up regardless. This was just sort of an oddball. Sometimes you find this stuff on a Reddit post or something like that, and you go, oh, that's really cool. I think I'd like to have that. And so they were these stamps that were official postage, from what I understand, in Japan. And so you could buy the sheet as a collector's item. I am not an expert at various time frames and how much this would have cost to get a book of 10 stamps, and you can see kind of the perforations there. And then I'm assuming those are cancel marks that let you know you can't use these anymore. They're not real mail. I assume that's what's happening here, is you have the cancellation mark. And it's 6/28 because down here it's the first day of issue 2017. So I imagine that's the commemorative thing. You get the first day issue and they cancel it for you. But just really goofy art, cool art. I love anytime video game items are put out by an official government, which I believe this was. And so if you've never checked out the Ralph Baer coins, Ralph Baer was the inventor of Pong. And so a couple of years back now, maybe 5 years ago, was it Vermont, Connecticut, wherever he was born, they called them the state of innovation. Then there's Pong on a coin. So there's an official US dollar coin out there featuring Pong. And if you weren't aware of that, that's why you come to J-Bob the Video Game Slob, because we collect all the weird, crazy crap like that. So I was going through the Xbox collection and realized I was closer to a full set than I had wanted to admit. And so I was like, okay, time to go back through, see what the best games are that I'm missing in terms of value. So I had pulled lists multiple times to always look, so I had been picking up some of the better games. But I knew Operation Genesis was one that always eluded me. I had, I think, 2 or 3 copies on the PS2 come through my hands over the years, so I was able to get one of those very cheap, and always hoped I would find one of these, but never did. So for $48 landed, I picked that up, and it's got the reg card, the manual's in really good shape. Obviously the box is in nice shape there, which is really cool because After I bought this one, went up for auction, and it currently sits at like $63, plus taxes and all that. So $48 landed, a pretty great price there. Going back to VGP stuff, I always tell myself I'm not going to buy everything Limited Run puts out, and just because it's a shoot 'em up, Switch is never my favorite thing to collect for, but when this stuff goes on sale, you've got to pick it up. So this was something like $35 or something like that, which I think is like 10 or 15 under what you can get it for on eBay. And Gyres is a great game that was on the Genesis. So I remember playing that and love that. So I think I may have that as its own standalone game that they did at one point, which is just another reason I hate this stuff. They can just keep sort of reprinting it in different forms and doesn't really have any value, but I got snuckered into that, so we bought that. This was an Amazon pickup that I think I also got through VGP, but then doubled down on because it was an Xseed game. Shadowverse, card game, RPG. I love deck building games, that kind of stuff. And so Xseed games are sort of the stuff I love picking up. So it was like, okay, it went on sale. Let's get a copy of that cheap that we can always keep in the archives. And so the next thing is just 4 copies of this. As you saw the other day, we picked up Ys 9. Ys Nordiques is out. And so a while back, I was like, okay, we better pick these up. So my friend didn't have it, and neither did I. And it was just another one of these limited run games at the time where you're just like, I'm not buying every freaking RPG that they put out, but eventually you do. These were like $33, $34, so it may even have been cheaper to just wait, as it often is, because I think VGP gets a slight discount. You don't have to pay the tax, you don't have to pay the shipping, and so that worked out. 2 of those will go into the collection, and one will go to my buddy. These were VGP as well. This was like $26, $28, something like that. You can go get this directly from Special Reserve Games. It's a Devolver title, right off of eBay. I think it's $26, $28, something like that. So really no discount here except maybe saving the tax. But I just thought it was cool. Again, I hate kind of ordering from them, because they will print the heck out of this. And, I was sort of swayed by the fact that it is numbered to 1500, which is pretty cool, and it's hard to see here, but that's like erased printing. It actually feels cool. Same, it's like an embossed printing there for the serial numbering, and I like serial numbering because I came from a card background as a kid where all the cards were, serial numbered, so I love when they do this stuff. But the problem with Special Reserve is this is limited to 1500. There's a print run that has a different cover art that doesn't have any numbering on the back. And then there's another Special Reserve printing, God only knows what, that's even more collector-y than this, that comes with like an outer slip cover. So it's like there's at least, 1,000 of those, 1,500 of these, and then a third print run. So there's 2 variants of this, at least 2,500, but probably maybe more like 3,000 copies of this game exist. So that's what's tough with Special Reserve. And the fact that they just don't sell out. Like, I got copy 648. Their inventory on eBay says more than 10 available, so they just flood the market with this stuff. I'm not sure that will ever be worth more than that. It does come with a very heavy manual art book, whatever they're calling it, inside, which is cool, but, So for that price, I don't mind keeping a copy in the collection, but nothing I would spec on, moving forward. And again, this was another, like, limited run. I'm not going to order all of these things and get into the Xbox collection and try to collect every, Xbox One game that they released. It's just Quake 2, right? I've had this on my PC for 20 some years. But it ended up, being like $33 or something like that, which is $20 less than you can buy it for on eBay, which was slightly less than you could buy it for when they came out originally. And so given that there is that disparity in the marketplace, I grabbed it. It is cool that these things are open order, but they don't tell you what the print runs ever are. So it's kind of tough to say, how rare these are, and frankly, if it really has any value, because at the end of the day, it's just Quake 2. But I picked that up. And then I think right now there's another limited run game coming out for the Xbox. They might be up to 25 or 30. And you just add that up. There's $35 a game. If you order from them, I think, it's probably a little more with tax and shipping, maybe $40 a game. They have 25 out already. I mean, that's just that's a ton of money. You know, it's $1,000, you know, something like that, just to have their run of games. And so, what are the resolutions? What are the collecting goals? You know, not probably picking up the limited run games, but trying to find the Xbox One, you know, not necessarily the Series X games that are sort of uncommon, maybe under the radar. Keeping my eyes out for those, the stuff that doesn't show up at the Game Shop, or GameStop, I guess, and picking those up because a lot of this stuff is super cheap right now, and there's a lot of under the radar games out there that you can pick up for under $20 that aren't going to be that price forever, you know, in sealed condition. So looking out for stuff like that. Trying to continue to beef up the Switch collection. Mainly just grabbing the first party games or RPGs. There's just so many games for the Switch, and curating a collection for the Switch is just a pain in the butt. But hopefully with the Switch 2 coming out, you know, maybe I'll start seeing more games popping up at flea markets, popping up at garage sales, you know, getting traded into the game store, and I can pick those up before they hit the shelves. That kind of thing. I really would like to sink a few bucks into picking up some more of these. You know, we got Dino Crisis 3, we've got Jurassic Park. Funny that they're both dinosaur games. But yeah, there's some other horror games and, you know, not RPGs, but action-y games that are out there that I don't have for this. Paying more attention to just what are the commons as they come through the video game store, you know, that I don't have. And picking those up. Just not really trying to complete the set this year, but, you know, if I could pick up 30 to 50 Xbox games to get closer to completing that set, maybe put it in reach in the future years, that'd be pretty cool. So that's what we're looking out for in 2025. Let me know what you're looking out for down in the comments. J Bob, the video game slob, over and out. We'll talk to you soon.